Been a long week. I was gonna call Maul when I got the news that Pop died, but then I didn't want to make it like mushy, so I didn't call him.
Okay.
What made you immediately think of Maul?
Because Maul put me on the Pop Smoke.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did. He did play.
That was the first
Welcome
time
to the Party
I
here.
ever heard Pop Smoke was from Maul.
Yeah.
So I
Man.
thought of Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I hate that. Waking up to that was very, very unfortunate, man. That really broke my heart, man. So young, man. I think I got nephews older than Pop Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, that's all I could think about was like, damn, like, you look at you listen to the music, you see the videos, the cars, the jewelry, and all that. It's like, but underneath all of that is a 20-year-old kid, man. And it's just unfortunate that I think we've become numb to this type of shit. Honestly, like, I'm seeing the way people are talking right after it happened. It's like nobody even really, you know what I mean, like really gives a fuck. It's like kind of business as usual almost. And that's sad, man, because it's a 20-year-old kid. He had his whole life ahead of him. I think he had a lot of talent. I think he was very unique. The sound that he was making popular was very important. I hope that someone else, another artist, comes and picks up and keeps pushing that sound, because I think that is a very good sound for the next generation to kind of make relevant and make popular. But it's just unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate. That really broke my heart to read that he was killed like that. And prayers and condolences to the family. But it's very heartbreaking. And it's again, we'll be here again, unfortunately. And that's the unfortunate part about it, is that this isn't going to be the last time. And something has to change. I don't know if speaking on platforms is going to do it. I think we need more actionable items. I think we need a lot of the people that we look up to and that are in these positions to really, really make effective changes. Really, like, seriously effective, because this is bad. This is getting really, really to a point of very depressing. You don't know who to trust. You don't want to go outside. You almost don't want to be recognizable anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know. Everybody's so accessible these days, and information is so accessible. You think, here's a kid that's from a tough neighborhood in Canarsie. You out in Hollywood Hills, nice weather, nice house, pool. You thinking that you away from the danger zone, and something like this happens. So it's just unfortunate, man. And we need to really do something about it as a community, as a culture.
Couldn't agree more.
Word.
Couldn't agree more, gentlemen.
Yeah. No, per usual, Maul kills these things, and I typically don't have anything to say after because he's so good at this.
Yeah.
I guess outside of that, I kind of wish you Instagram investigators would give it a fucking rest and shut the fuck up for a change.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for his friend. I don't know if you saw his Instagram comments the moment it happened.
No.
All they were saying was, you set up your friend, you got your friend killed, you killed your friend.
Jesus.
Like, I thought it was nasty. Like, can y'all just shut the fuck up for a second?
Right.
Yo, you changed your caption, you set him up. Like, shut the fuck up. Trying to fucking solve a case a minute afterwards from your keyboard. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, I felt really bad for his crew outside of the obvious, that they had to deal with that bullshit too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sad for his fans. Sad for just all the people that he was able to touch in his short time here. Sad for the music industry. This is a loss on all of us.
Yeah. Especially in New York. I feel like he was revolutionizing a new sound, which is not something that New York has been a part of in a long time.
Yeah.
Not to say it wasn't borrowed from other, areas, UK, Chicago, drill, all that stuff, but
Of course, but between him and everyone in Brooklyn, it felt like New York had some energy, some real energy again.
yeah.
And working with other regions too, to see the day he passed. Yo, I got 5 records done with Quavo today. Like, fuck.
Yeah, and for me, it's not lost on me that the New York artists continue to find themselves in this position. Or if not this position, just a position to take them away from us. From Stack to Chinks, Schmurda, Rowdy, Tekashi even.
You still even have to throw it
Tekashi
to
even.
some
For
degree.
sure.
Yeah, like I don't know what we can do, but I mean, it hits me more. It hits me more because all of these people that I'm naming were young kids in New York. Like Stack fucked me up a little more because I had, that was my guy, and we talked every day, so I knew where he was trying to take it.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't playing. And when you see this era here, the era of hip hop that we in, it hurts more because I believe that this is the exact era Stack would have thrived in. So
sure.
when you see some of these other kids, like when you see Chinks right as he gets to popping, have that happen. Smurder, like all of these, it's like right when we get in there. So it has a grave effect on me, man. And unfortunately, I do agree with Maul. Like it's happened so much. Not that I'm desensitized to it, because they all affect me. They all affect me like I lost a distant family member. But yeah, it did kind of feel like the temperature out there was I want to pick my words right here. Didn't seem heavy as long as I expected it to.
In a desensitized way, business as usual. And I use that to say that people were like, fuck, this happened again. And Connor was like, all right, well, we got to pick it back up. We've been through this.
Now, what I will ask y'all,
and I don't like the fact that TMZ had that video up of him, EMS trying to resuscitate him on the stretcher.
Repeat myself every time we tell this story about
certain shit. I just don't like. I don't understand.
Who needs to see that?
Yeah, like I just don't understand certain shit, man. Like you don't need to put shit like that. Like he has a family, he has a mother. Like you don't need to put these images out for people to click on your website. Like
and that's where deep thinking just plagues me, because Warner owns TMZ, right? Check that.
I'm not sure.
But
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Warner owns TMZ, so it's like, I'm chilling, man.
No, just the thought that video would come up, and his family to see that.
You would think that somebody that's in the music business, to steal Rory's great quote, would just have a little more care for things in the music business. But I mean, every time this happens, I gotta come in here. Ian, are you fucking kidding me? Every time this fucking happens, we gotta come in here and say, we don't like the style, the approach used by, for lack of a better term, them. Like, why do they? I don't like them breaking this shit. I don't, and I may be stuck on a moot point or just talking to deaf ears, but I don't like it. It's nasty.
And all right, let's even go with you breaking it, and families were notified and all that, and they'll say we have a job to do. We got to do this. Let's shoot them some bail there. Why are you posting a video of him being resuscitated and CPR happening in the back of an ambulance? What on earth does that have to do with anything?
Word.
Like, you break it, and all I'm thinking is his mother lives in New York. She has to go to L.A. You know how long that fucking flight is? You know how long it is to sit on a plane with a dead loved one, let alone your son on the other side? And you're posting a fucking video of him CPR in an ambulance? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Everything don't have to be news, or we don't have to be privy to everything.
No.
Yeah. Everything isn't content.
I don't want to make TMZ the focus here, even though you're right. Back to what I was trying to say earlier. Do you think the what did I just say? The fucking the heaviness left quickly. Is that what I said?
Something like that.
It felt that way.
Yeah.
I want to be sensitive to this.
Again, we still, it's still a thing of this is not this story is familiar. We've seen this before. We've seen this plenty of times, like you said. So it's normalized, and people, for a minute, people will pay respects, and everybody will talk about it, but then it's like 30 minutes later, it's back to posting memes and not saying that people have to be mourning all day and be depressed, and That's not what I'm saying, but it's just like you look at it becomes a feeling like nobody really cares. Like you start to get that feeling like people don't really care. You know what I mean? Like people want to seem like they care, and they might care for a moment, but it's just like life goes forward as it always will. But it's like, you know, through tragedy and stuff like this, it has to be a point where we stop and we say, yo, we have to do something. This has to stop. This has to end. And it's like growing up. You know, I lived through the Pac and the Big thing. Like I was a youngin', but even then it was like, for me, it was like, damn, like they're dead. And now it's like these young dudes now, they're dying. So whether it's from drugs or violence or, you know, getting locked up for a bunch of years, it's like this shit is almost like a part of the routine now. Right. And to me, that's a major fucking problem because you have literally the world in your hands now. You have access to so much. You can be doing so much. You can be putting your art out into the world and creating. You have so many opportunities. Like we shouldn't still be fighting the same battles of, you know, staying out of prison and not being killed by each other. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you guys think about the details that have been released? And again, nothing is confirmed, and they're still being released, and the investigation is still underway. But the rumored reports of him having a party in the hours before, the alleged reports of there actually being witnesses present when this took place. I read something that said the actual call came in from New York.
Yeah.
What do you think about any of this?
Well, I mean, I saw a lot of people, and I had conversation with my friends about that being odd. Like, why did the report come from New York? And this was just my theory, thinking that maybe somebody was on FaceTime with a chick or somebody back home, and the home invasion happened, and maybe their phone dropped, or maybe noise happened, and that person immediately called the cops. So a lot of weird conspiracy shit about that, and I was like, nah, I think someone was probably just on the phone, and the shit happened, and the phone was still on the hook. And they called, was like, all right, something is wrong over there. I'm calling the police.
Yeah, it's possible.
So I don't think that was some New York conspiracy that other people are running with at the time.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't.
We don't know anything.
That's the thing with all the.
I'm speculating too, but I think that would make more sense to me rather than.
I mean, it's always people always have theories and conspiracies, and sometimes it's just as simple as, you know, people knew that this dude was in this house. It was money in there. It was jewelry in there, and you know, again, it's a lot of hate. It's a lot of envy out here, and people want what you have. And if they feel like they can catch you slipping at 4 or 5 in the morning with your guard down, you know, they'll try it. And sometimes we got to remove the conspiracy. It's as simple as we hate each other, and we will always bring harm and bring pain to each other. Like if it's that simple. Sometimes it's no conspiracies. It's like we got to remove trying to put together all these conspiracies about shit that's as simple as, yo, these dudes know this kid has money, he has jewelry, and they wanted it. Period.
I did read one article from Billboard, which is a semi-legitimate publication. Again, it's still not that many details are known, but they said it was not entirely motivated by robbery. It may have played a part in it. Again, it's still early to, you know, judge anything. But
yeah, there were reports that, you know, Pop being the only one that was shot and killed, and the assailant went out the front door with nothing. But of course, we don't know anything. It could have been a botched robbery, and at that point, the robber couldn't have grabbed anything. I just got to get out of here. Yeah. So again, we don't know. I hope more is found out for this situation. But
there was video released of the.
I saw some bogus videos
for the outside.
Yeah,
the outside, the surveillance footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's all disturbing. It is all pretty disturbing. Do you got more? What are your thoughts on all the talks of the address being leaked?
I mean, again, you know, could that be, you know, part of it? It's not impossible, but again, man, what we do know is, you know, this situation is too familiar. It's becoming too, you know, redundant. It's playing over and over, and it's like this shit is just, it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. This kid had a lot of promise. He had a lot of things in the works for him, and you know, in the split second, it's over with, and that's the unfortunate part.
He just put out a great album.
Yeah.
Was well on his way. Was well on his way.
sure.
Again, in the short amount of time that we were allowed to enjoy him, like I'm seeing all the pictures and all the artists and all the outpouring of love from people, and you know, I just sit there seeing it and I say, wow, this is only an X amount of time that he was able to touch this many people.
Yeah. And change the energy in the city that invented this genre. That's a tough thing to do. I'd said, I don't know if it was last month or a couple episodes ago, that I was really excited for Bobby and Rowdy to come back into the scene of Brooklyn music right now, because there was so much positive shit. It was a sound they could kill. They'd have a bunch of great artists around them. Like, we could really make this some unity shit. And not to say that's not the case now, but this dampers it a bit. I don't know if it's the greatest environment to come back to.
It's a tough blow.
Yeah. Prayers to his family. Prayers to his friends.
Yeah, to his manager Rico, just that whole camp over there. Steven Victor, Push, just everybody over there.
Yeah, man. Anybody who was privileged enough to meet Pop, I didn't have the pleasure. I was looking forward to it. I'll at least try to find a little bit of joy in, you know, before he transitioned, he was able to turn shit up a little bit.
Do you remember in the summertime we went to GDE? And Push was one of the headliners. And Mo, I think, had maybe just played it like a couple weeks before. And Push brought him out. And like it went different in the crowd. And you turned to me and was like, what is this? I was like, that's the shit Mo played.
Yeah, I actually
Like,
got to go
the whole
outside
crowd
and feel that and feel
changed.
that record.
And that record was still very early. And that whole Coney Island amphitheater, whatever that shit is called, turned different. The moment those first 3 seconds came.
Yeah, I'm happy Pop got to turn it up, man, before he transitioned. I am. Rest in peace to Pop. Prayers, condolences, love to his family, friends, and fans. This won't be easy, but we'll get through it together. I know the whole Brooklyn is mourning. I know the hip-hop is mourning. I know your label is mourning. Your peers. I'm going to let this rock for a minute and try and get back on track. All right, what else y'all got for me? Off the dome.
Off the dome?
Off the dome. Ain't no list. We don't need no list, huh? Professionals. 5 years in. You need a list after 5 years? Come on, man.
It was ether time for your boy.
For my boy?
Bloomberg. That's definitely your boy. You're in a different tax bracket now. You've changed. That's your boy.
He reached out.
He was in your DMs.
Joe definitely stops and frisks too.
For sure. He just gives them $2,500 before.
Frisk, shut the hell up. It's been tough for me to get something over to Frisk.
To Frisk.
They won't stop.
I'm not doing this with y'all.